Greetings. My name is Bibi. My tribal names are Chayasora Chashaleya, Shridevi, and Shayuna, well, woman of the long bones, but you can just call me Bibi. I came out of the Great Lakes area in the city of Chicago way back when Pluto was in Leo in 1951. I now live on the west coast of the United States in the city of Los Angeles, once held sacred by the people, the Chumash people, to be specific. I live on top of a grand old small big mountain called Mount Washington. Our house is on the very tippy tip top, and just across from the house, separated by a small canyon, is the first Western ashram built by Sri Paramahansa Yogananda. And I like to stay up late at night because when I go outside and if I can get really still, Swamiji will grace me with his presence in this incredible glow of effulgent blue light. And he reminds me that I am and I was and I am an initiate of a very ancient Vajrayana lineage, and I'm so grateful to him for reminding me. Thank you, Swamiji. Now, before that initiation happened, back in 1986, I was still living in the Midwest. And out of the blue, one morning, Crow sent hundreds and hundreds of his brothers and sisters to gather on the roof directly above my sleeping place. This went on for a long time. It went on for weeks. It got to the point that neighbors were whispering behind their hands and they were pointing. And I knew that there was some kind of a message. It was kind of scary, but I kept listening. I got it. The veil lifted and I flew away with Crow to learn their language. That journey is ongoing. And I can share at least one example where it has been very useful to be flying with Crow. It was just a little over 20 years ago now. Some of the human beings told me that I had a form of breast cancer that would surely see this body die within a year. Crow was listening along with me, and Crow went, oh! And I heard the laugh, and I laughed my way through the whole thing, and I found these unique ways to travel the weird road of climbing out of that cancer story and into the rest of my life. Here in this house, Hummingbird and the mineral people have claimed me as their own, as representatives of the elementals who live in this area. I have been inspired to learn geomancy, and the stone people told me to get a camera, and they've opened their stories up to me. If you ever want to know how to jump into a crystal, I am your woman. And I had been an actress since age 6 and for about 60 years until this claiming by these marvelous beings happened. And now,
that you've got 2 minutes left.
Thank you for everything. Okay. That pretty much sums up what I want to share with you about me, but I will launch right into a creation story that I learned based on the Vedas. In the beginning, when there was no time, no space, no place, there was just a vast, immense ocean. And in the middle of this ocean was a coiled serpent. King Ananda, within his coils, lay sleeping, Lord Vishnu dreaming his dreams of dreaming within the coils of the serpent. Somewhere a sound began. It was a rumbling, it was a vibrating, and it was a single syllable had formed, turning in and around and over itself, and Lord Vishnu opened his eyes, and he knew it was time to begin. It was time to create the world. Suddenly, in front of him was a little lotus flower, and in the center of the lotus flower sat Lord Brahma, His servant, Brahma, lowered his head and waited for Vishnu's decree. Vishnu said, Brahma, it is time to begin. It is time to create the world. You have everything you need in that little lotus flower. With that, Vishnu disappeared along with the serpent. Brahma created the people and the flowers and the animals and the insects and everything. And they went off in a scurry, and he sat and he said, there's only one thing left, a creature. So he divided himself in two. On the one was a woman, on the other was a man. Lord Manu the wise, Lady Shatarupa the mysterious. They stood gazing at each other with great love, a smile playing about them, and then hand in hand, they walked off knowing with full consciousness they had been given the duty and the responsibility to fulfill Lord Vishnu's decree. And that, my friends, is the story of the creation of the world and how we came to be through our ancestors, Lord Manu the Wise and Lady Shatarupa the Mysterious.